remember getting on a flight with my 60-something-year-old mom at the time, and the cabin crew said to her, "You can sit here, darling." And what I thought was a one-off, a few seconds later, I had a second, "Darling, what would you like to drink, darling?" Being such a sucker for good service, as soon as I could, I took a quick walk to the galley where I knew I'd find her, and I said to her that African elderly women were either mas or ma'ams or nothing at all. I delivered the message well. She took it well. I know that the workplace has become increasingly more relaxed, but I still think that endearments in the workplace are out of order, even worse to customers. No matter how well-meaning they may sound, they are condescending in my view and should have no place in the workplace. Babe, doll, mate, dear, darling, you can feel people taking out their hair as these words are used, as these words graduate. In real life, as I often say, terms of endearment accept mutually agreed between colleagues and never, ever, 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 ever to the client should be left out of the workplace. It is true that we're all products of our culture, and given that culture is diverse, it becomes very challenging, to translate it so that the colleague, understands one thing. And if the perpetrator, in this case, the use of the term of endearment, truly believes that, he's acting out of kindness, then it becomes even worse. I think the point that I'm making is, it's that the use of these terms of endearments, in the workplace are quite tricky. If someone said to me, that's how we do it because I'm Spanish, and then it becomes harder for someone who is African because that's not how they do it. And the workplace obviously should account for inclusion, but at the same time, there should be a common ground for operating. I know that one can argue that there are an array of factors, to consider when one uses a term of endearment. Like, is it cultural? What is the tone? What is the context? What is, the person's relationship with the endearer? I just find that given it's so complex, it's my view that it should be banned from the workplace. Only because ambiguity is dangerous, especially in the context of discrimination. Not to mention that, some people actually use these terms of endearment malevolently. So one major rule I apply is, how would this term of endearment sound if your spouse, your mom, or your chief executive heard you use it? If it won't pass that circles test, then please don't use it. Just leave it on the shelf at home when you're coming to work. Can I just ask what your view is about using terms of endearment at work? Have you used one? Have you been a victim? How did you react? You can stop by my Instagram page with your response at Olumide-Ojo, my Twitter or LinkedIn pages. But in the meantime, have a great week on purpose. Blessings.